welcome to another episode of Afro-Scientific Spirituality. Today, we are going to be talking about the issue of spiritual husbands and the complications. Over the years in Nigeria, precisely, we seems to have an increasing rate of this trend, or let me say so-called phenomenon of people claiming that they have spiritual husbands or they have been plagued by the issue of spiritual husband. This is a situation whereby, as defined by the religious pastors, that a woman is said to be living and we have a husband in the spirit realm that is the husband of that person. Naturally, it's supposed to be a demonic relationship, and this spiritual husband will be interfering in the life of the woman in the physical world. They will be making things difficult for this woman, and it can go to the extent whereby they will be interfering in the physical affairs of this lady, of her relationships, her business, and every aspect of her life. They will be disturbing her. And this has led many ladies to run to churches looking for all sorts of spiritual help or solace or remedies to solve this problem. If you go online today, you just type the term spiritual husband, you'll find out that we have so many millions of cases in Nigeria precisely, and every pastor seems to know one or two things about spiritual husbands, and they all claim to have remedy for solving this problem, which involves binding and casting the spiritual husband from the life of the woman, and making sure the woman become more Christian by doing more works and favors in the church, which involve working for the church, sleeping in the church, giving money to the church, which is to Jesus, that these are the solutions of delivering them from the problem of spiritual husbands. So, I have identified this problem for a very long time, and today I want to talk about it. Let's go into details, because this is the channel where we separate the concept from the misconceptions, the science from the superstitions, and the facts from the fictions about spirituality, especially African spirituality, which you can say is the source of all modern day spirituality. So let's jump right into it. When I begin to observe this phenomenon of spiritual husband situations, I was able to localize this spiritual husband situation to only a certain race of people, which is Black African women, i.e. Nigerian women especially. In fact, the origin of this spiritual husband is from Nigeria. It was created by Nigerian pastors. Yes, white women don't have problem of spiritual husbands. Asian women don't have problem of spiritual husbands. Arab women don't have problem of spiritual husbands. Why is it only Black women, Black African women that have this problem? Are they the only ones attractive to spiritual husbands? Spiritual husbands don't like white women. They don't like dating Asian women. We need to ask ourselves this question, if it is real. So first of all, it's not a universal thing across all races of women. It is localized to only Black African women, i.e. Nigerian women, they love spiritual husbands, or rather, spiritual husbands love them a lot. They just need to get involved with them. Okay, so let's go back in time. From my observations about this phenomenon, in my own opinion, honest opinion, it doesn't exist. It is a scam and a sham. And I will explain it to you. First of all, we need to come to the understanding that we African people, we are not Christians. We are not Muslims. We have never the Christian religion is not natural and traditional to African people. Culturally, historically, we are not Christians. We are Africans, and we have been practicing African spirituality from the inception of time. If you study the inception of Christianity into African societies, it came with the Europeans, and it started the penetration into Africa and other parts of the world just only 400 years ago. Not far in time, just 400 years ago, and it was able to get into most part of Africa within the last 200 years. And when it came into Africa, it took a long time before Africans started accepting Christianity. It took like at least 100 years. I can talk very well from my experience of being a Nigerian and from Nigerian history. We know when Christianity officially came into Nigeria, it was brought in by the Portuguese. We know exactly the day Usman Dan Fodio also started the Islamic. We also know how Islam started. We know the year and the date it started in Nigeria. So I can confidently say that most Nigerians, if not all of them, became Christians and Muslims just within the last 100 years. Within the last 100 years. That is when we in Nigeria, West Africa, became Christians and Muslims. Although Christianity started its penetration into Africa almost 400 years ago, but before it came down to Nigeria, it was just within the last 100 years. My father's father was not a Christian. He was a traditionalist. My mother's father was never a Christian. He too was a traditionalist. It was my mom that is a Christian. Even my dad was not a Christian. Although some people of his age grade accepted Christianity. But what I'm trying to say is that their parents know nothing about Christianity. It was their children, my dad and my mom, they were the ones that witnessed how Christianity came into Nigeria. And it was that generation that chose to become Christians. So we are like the first set of generations in Nigeria that we actually born into Christianity as Africans, that their parents accepted Christianity and then they gave birth to children and they transferred that religion to their children. So this within the last 100 years, the generations that have been born are the only generations that have been naturally born into Christianity in Nigeria, West Africa. And I believe this goes for many countries in West Africa as well. My grandparents from both sides, and so many people grandparents, they were not Christians. They were practicing their indigenous traditional spiritual systems. So you need to understand this fact. So if you are watching me within the ages of, you were born in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you probably have come into this present incarnation. This will be your first incarnation as a Christian. For most of my Christian brothers and sisters to understand this way, you need to believe in the concept of reincarnation, because reincarnation is very, very real. It is a scientific fact. Science has proven it. So the misconception that your Christian religions is trying to tell you that there's a heaven, that you die, this is your only life, you go to heaven to enjoy forever with your sugar daddy God, that is a very big lie. The sooner you come to understand that reincarnation is a fact, the more things will be easier for you to understand in the world. So many of you Christians that are watching this program, that you have this spiritual husband problem that you have been trying to solve with all these many pastors, pay attention closely. You are probably in your first incarnation in this lifetime as a Christian because your parents accepted Christianity. So, the deities many of us have been working with in our previous incarnation, the spirits, what are you going to do? Are you going to throw them away? These are spirits you have worked with for so many incarnations. So when you come into this present incarnation as a human being, you fell into Christianity. You don't understand what is going on. Everybody is going to church, so you yourself go to the church as well, and the church started indoctrinating you with the Bible fairy tales. You believe all that is in the Bible is true. And then you start having visitations from extraterrestrial beings or things you don't understand. You start seeing spirits or phantoms. You start hearing voices. At first, you will think you are going crazy because you cannot explain your situation and there's nobody around you to give you a clear explanation. You will run to the church to tell them what you are seeing, and your church will rightly say that you are under demonic attack. And they will tell you you have to cast and bind those demons, that they are ancestral demons or spiritual husband. And this is where the movie starts for you. You start spending money, spending time running from church to church, and it never stops, and it will never stop until you die. Most of these women that are having these issues of spiritual husbands, they don't really have any spiritual husbands. These are women that have been venerating certain deities that have, over previous incarnations, have close ties and bands with various deities they have been working with in previous lifetime. Now that they have incarnated into this new life, the relationship is supposed to be continued. It's not that it's a sexual relationship. It is a veneration relationship. When you follow your natural tradition, you work with your spirits to help the life of others, improve the quality of your environment. But due to the hijacking of Christianity, you have been totally brainwashed from any knowledge of this. And so when you start seeing these entities coming to you, telling you things, you will think they are demons. They are the enemies of the Bible. And so you start binding and casting them out, and you find out that they are never going anywhere. So you are stuck with them. When you go to your church for explanation, some of your pastors that are into spirituality, they knows about this very well. But they are not going to tell you the truth. Because if they tell you the truth, you'll be fully liberated and you don't need them. But they need your money, and they need shatel for their church. So they will keep deceiving you that it's a spiritual husband that you must get rid of. And you need to be closer to God. You need to be coming for deliverance. You need to be working for God. Indirectly working for them, helping them to build their empire on this earth. That is how we have so many women working as house girls and pure slaves in the churches in Nigeria, in the hope that they will make heaven and they are fighting spiritual husband. This is the situation. So that concept of spiritual husband does not exist. Imagine this situation. If you have a very good friend, maybe somebody we consider like your best friend, you have done so many things together, you have been working together, you have a very long time friendship, people are very happy together, you have trusted each other very, very well. Then all of a sudden you find out that your friend went to a far country and is lost or is going insane or is totally changing, deviating from the right path. You, as a friend to that person, will want to do everything naturally possible to help that friend, to bring them back to the right path, to open their eyes, to let them know that what they are doing is wrong. You will try your best, everything within your power to bring that friend back. That is exactly the same thing these deities are trying to do when they keep disturbing the lives of these women or these people. They are trying to bring them back to the right natural path. But these people have been so brainwashed by Christianity, they don't want to listen. And many of these women, most of them have made pacts with these deities. Maybe it can be pacts for all eternity, for all lifetimes, that you are going to walk with this deity to do their work and bring their will upon this planet to help their people to preserve their goals. And now you are in this current incarnation, you have totally forgotten about them, you have totally forgotten about your vows. Such deities will not allow you to live a very happy and comfortable life. Because if they give you all what you want in this lifetime, you are not going to fulfill your vows to them. There are so many cases of women that have been accused of having spiritual husbands because they cannot have physical husbands in this lifetime. This is because anytime they are in a relationship, the man will start saying things that he can't understand. Some men are attacked, psychically attacked in their dream. Many of them they see their business go down, their finances go down. Immediately they go into a relationship with certain women like this, they want to marry such women. Things just start going bad for them, and then they have to run away because of this situation. So the woman will end up not getting married physically. It's not that she have a spiritual husband that is waiting for her. She is not fulfilling her spiritual goals she's supposed to be fulfilling in this life. That is why they're having that problem. The simple way to stop these spiritual attacks is to contact the spirits instead of running away from them, instead of avoiding them or trying to cast them out. You need to talk to them, ask them what they want, ask them who they are, and you need to create a practice for them. And normally, naturally, it goes away. All those problems stops. I have seen women that have this problem, running away from their spirituality. And I notice most of these women, most of them have psychic gifts. Some of them can see visions, some of them have gifts of healing, gift of prosperity, of prophecy. But they are not using these gifts. They are thinking that these gifts are demonic because Christianity have told them that anything not from the Bible is demonic, so they are possessed by the devil. In fact, I've seen so many natural psychics in Nigeria that are into the church business. Because if you are a psychic in Nigeria and you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim, you are going to be persecuted as working for the devil. So most of the natural psychics we have, they have all run into the church, prophesying, claiming it's the Holy Spirit that is giving them inspiration. and they are psychic naturally, and they know that the Holy Spirit have nothing to do with it. But in order to survive, they have to find a way to explain how they got these gifts. In my travels, I have had the opportunity of to live in Asia for about 15 years. I have come across so many natural psychics. I have come across so many Asian people that are not Christians. In fact, the very large percentage of Asians are not Christians. They don't have their women don't have problem of. I've never heard about spiritual husband. I lived in Thailand for 8 years. There's no single case of spiritual husband. I have also been to India. If there will be cases of spiritual husband, these are people that are worshiping so many things that we don't even understand in Africa. There should be the headquarters of spiritual husband in the world, but no single case of spiritual husband. Why is it in only Africa that you are having this problem? You should ask yourself. I have also interviewed many of these women with this problem. Talk to these spirits. They will say there's demons. They don't talk to demons. They only worship the living God. Only worship the gods of the Christians. Okay. So many pastors have become millionaires because of this, casting out spiritual husbands. This is how so many women will suffer throughout this lifetime. The only way to stop this problem is to open up to who you are. Ask the spirits to tell them their name and contact them, talk to them, ask them what they want, and find a way to reach a solution with them. Many women have also been doing this as well. They have created altars in their room, and the problem has stopped. There are women that have gotten married, then the husbands discover they have this problem. But due to the love of the husband, they have to do it the quiet way. They go to a dibia. The dibia will just tell the woman, you have spiritual obligations to fulfill in this lifetime. You need to do them, irrespective of whether you are a Christian or not. If you don't do them, you will not have peace. So they quietly observe those obligations, and then peace has come to their life. There are other women, they have told the same thing. You need to have an altar. You need to be fulfilling your spiritual obligations. They have refused, saying that it is demonic. And many of them are suffering. So many women that have this issue of lack of getting a husband, of difficulty in their life, they know the source of their problem. But women lie a lot. Our women, I don't know why, they just like to lie. Many of them know what is wrong with them. Many of them know who they really are. They know that they have these gifts. They know that they see spirits and deities. They know that they have visitations. They see supernatural things. But they will lie that nothing, that they are pure, that they are Christians, and then they will deceive innocent men to come to them. And they know that this life of these men will be destroyed. But they will keep quiet. Many of these women, they just lie to lie. If they are true to themselves and they open up, their problems will be solved. And they will not need to spend money, spend a lifetime going to church, working for one man of dog that calls himself a pastor, that is taking all advantage of you, that is delivering you from spiritual husband. The pastors know that this is the way to solve this problem. Some of the pastors, they will, on behalf of the woman, go to give sacrifices to these deities, just to cool them down for some time, so that the woman will believe that they actually have power to solve the problem. Then later it will start again, then the woman will run back to them, then they will bill the woman for more money. This is how they control and manipulate these women. And this is how they are going to control and manipulate these women for their whole lifetime, claiming they are fighting spiritual husbands for you. To solve this problem, the permanent way, if you are a woman that have this spiritual husband problem, you are keeping silent, you are ashamed that people will laugh at you, or if you start doing the native thing, the things the spirit asks you to do, you think that they are fetish. Some women have told me that those things are fetish. African spirituality is dirty and fetish. They cannot bear to touch native shop or even do a little bit of libation. That is old school. And they believe that this Christian God is more powerful than the African spirituality. So we are going to see how successful they will be. The easiest way to solve this problem, if you are doubting African spirituality, you still think it is evil, you have to read your history, study African history, read our history books. So many of our modern day Christians, they don't know history. That's why they are deceived to become Christians, and they have refused to study it. If you have the problem of spiritual husband, I can help you solve that problem with pure psychology. I don't need to throw oracle to solve the problem because I know the source of these problems. I don't claim to have any superpowers. I am not a dibia, I am not a traditionalist. I am just a scientist. I apply reason and evidence to solve spiritual problems. That is the difference between me and your traditional dibia native doctors. So I am not a traditionalist, but I have encountered these problems many times and we have been able to solve them. So if you have that problem, you can contact me. I will help you for a token or even for free. So many people in Africa, they have this problem. So many of our women, because this is their first incarnations as Christians. You have made so many vows in your previous lifetime. You have been venerating lots of deities before Christianity. Those deities are not going to let Christianity snatch you from their grip. They are going to keep disturbing you to come back to them, to tell you the truth about life. You need to know your history, to know who is saying the truth. Is it the Christian Bible or is it the historical evidence of your African ancestors, which you have been neglecting? Just a simple knowledge of history will even solve the problems of spiritual husband for so many millions of these women that they are neglecting. So this is the fastest and most effective way of solving your problem. You don't need to go to sleep in a cemetery or to go to a dirty stream to bathe, the way they are maltreating so many of you that you have spiritual husband. I see our pastors make fool of you in their churches because you have chosen to be stupid or you don't know this bit of this truth. You don't know what is going on in your spiritual life. You think that man on the pulpit is powerful or more powerful than me or more powerful than the thing that is plaguing you. He's just a scam artist, a wolf in sheep clothing, making millions out of your misery. You want to solve the problem of spiritual husband, read your African history books. We give these books out for free, and we also know how to contact these deities that are there. It is very easy thing to do. You just have to be true to yourself, and you have to accept the fact of who you are, that Africans are not naturally Christians. We are greater and better than Christians. Christian is a caricature. A black Christian is a caricature of an African. You're just an African in skin color and a European inside. So we call them Negropeans. You are just a Negropean. So you will keep having these problems of spiritual husband attacks. You will keep having these dreams, these bad lucks, this lack of a fulfilling relationship until you come to terms with your spirituality. That is just the simple truth. Until you accept the fact and come to terms. No pastor will solve this problem for you. No amount of tithes you will pay. No amount of church you will sweep or sleep. No amount of men of God you will sleep with or you will become ushers for will solve this problem. Men of God knows that if they solve this problem for you, you will not come to their church anymore. You will become your own priest and you will be even telling people the truth and saving people from them. So, the only thing they can do for you is to make you their slave forever. You and their children will become their slave, and that is exactly what they are doing to you women. So you need to wake up. So this is my 2 cents on spiritual husbands. There is no such thing. Okay? Even the notion of the ones that say men came to sleep with them in the night. If you are not getting laid enough in real life, you will have sex in the dream. Okay? People have sex, men have sex in the dream all the time. It's not a big deal in the life of men. As a man, your dick stands up every morning because you are all about procreating. So it is not a bad thing to dream about having sex. That is not a spiritual attack. It's a natural biological operation. Okay? It happens to all human beings. For those of you having difficulty in life because you are running from your spiritual obligations, please come to terms with it and stop paying these men of God. You are the one that are causing problems for yourself. So I hope this message is well received, and questions and comments are welcomed. I'll be very happy to talk more on this in future episodes. If you have spiritual husband problem, contact me. I am 100% confidential. I have seen this kind of cases so many times. It is not a big deal. It is the easiest thing to solve. That is why most pastors are using it to make money, because they know that it's the easiest problem to solve. So spiritual husband is a misconception. So please subscribe to this channel, and I wish you a very wonderful day. Take care and bye.